in my life, a short political life, from since last year elected until now, what I have learned through this process. The first thing I learned is that change is a very slow and painful process. It is slow and it will turn some politicians' hair from black to white. It will also turn some people from with hair to without hair. I'm not talking about you, Robinson. Linda, I'm not talking about you, Tony. It is a slow process. It's a slow process where we can't even see where's the end of the tunnel. But this is a process and this is a journey that we must take. And change requires perseverance. And this is the difficult journey, and we must go through this difficult journey and come out victoriously. That is what we want. The second thing I learned in politics is that in order to change, I really need to have power. Because what can you do as a small party with a very little money to the people without being the government? The first thing is that in order to change the whole country, to have a systemic change, we need power. And in order to have power, we need to go to general elections. In order to stand for election, we actually need to campaign. And in order for us to do a lot of campaigning, we need money. And that is why this fundraising is all about. That is why we need a fundraise. We need to raise funds for our political efforts to fulfill the dream of changing the next generation. A lot of people ask me, hey, you are already a government now. Penang also government, Selangor also government. Why you still need to raise funds? I think some of you have that question also in mind. Why do DAP need to raise funds when you are already a government? Today I just want to explain a little bit what we do with the government's money and what we do with our political fund. One thing I can assure you is that whatever that's allocated to us as a government allocation, we do not use it for political interests. We use it for the people and every one of them. Regardless whether they voted for us in a general election, we will use the fund for them. Because this is democracy. Democracy is the person who gets the majority, become the government, and take care of everyone. And that is why you need to be assured that most of every cent that we receive, I receive about 600,000 per year. Hopefully next year we will have increased the triple sum. I receive 600,000 per year for the activities for different communities and NGOs and our programs, but I can never use this money to do political work. That means to say, for example, if I have a program, if I want to use state fund, I will not put a DAP logo. We can only use state government logo. That is why we still need a lot of political funds, because just for an example, recently I organized a leadership program, 3 days, 2 nights of leadership camp for university students, because it is so important to empower our university students. But I don't have money, political fund, to do that. So I use the same money to do that. That is why, through the whole process, I cannot be partisan. I need to invite people with neutral ground so that when I use this state fund, it is used for the people, and that will continue to be neutral. But the thing is, I'm so tempted to tell them, you must join Makan. What in the world? Join Barisan Nasional. What change can you do? But I cannot. So that is why when I want to do political work, even on our conventional ground, whether it's in campus or whether it is in leadership, if we want to be political, we need to have political fun. And a lot of people say, why you want to do this? You give such a hard time for yourself. But this is the new politics that we are pursuing. This is a new politics of conscience, of justice that we are pursuing. So we need to continue to persevere, and I want to thank you for trusting us with your fund. And I want to just assure you that all your fund will be used politically, strategically, to win us the government and to change the next generation. Four of us, PJ, DAP, PJ, Rex, myself, Rajiv, Wengsan and Tony, all four of us have been there for participating in Impian, Sabah and Sarawak. A lot of people ask us, or we sometimes ask ourselves, why so difficult? Why go to the rural area where there is nothing? Can we actually get electoral gain by giving justice to the people? People who have 50 years deprived of water, will they vote for us after we give them the facilities? After we give them the roads, will they vote for us? Or will they be succumbed to money politics again and vote for Barisan Nasional? If you ask me, I do not know. If you ask me, I do not know whether for sure they will vote for us. But I know it is justice, that it is the right thing to do, that the people in Sabah and Sarawak, in the deepest jungle, they have the basic necessities, they have health care, they have education that is appropriate and adequate for them. And one of the experience I had was, I was always worried about the electoral gain. I always worried that DAP leaders will ask me, or ask those Indian teams, how sure are you, after doing all the projects, how sure are you will win in the rural area? I always afraid. So one time, there is one central executive committee, DAP National, the highest body of national, DAP National. One of them came when I invited him to go to one of the Indian projects. The first thing I texted him after he came out was this: hey, we are actually not very sure we can win that seat that we do the project. You know what he answered me? I always remember what he answered me. He said this. He said, Bin, don't worry. It is our conscience is more important than electoral gain. Our conscience is more important than electoral gain. And I think to myself, wow, I joined the right party. DAP is a party of conscience. DAP is a party that will always stand for justice. And if people who are afraid that we won't gain electoral ground, maybe not next election, but history is very wrong. History is very long. It is more than just one election, and I believe as long as we stand for justice, as long as we do what is right, the party that stands for justice and do for what is right will one day win Putra Jaya, and that will be Makan. We must persevere. We must continue to work hard, and that is not easy. Presidential election for Indonesia. So a lot of people also know that the winner was Jokowi. I saw Jokowi's image and everything. One day, when I scrolled through the news, and I saw one of his pictures with a T-shirt, Lamb of God. I remember that Lamb of God is not the Christian Lamb of God. The Lamb of God is a band. I remember that was a band. Then I quickly go and Google search. Why do I remember this band? I quickly go and research, Google. Oh, I realized Jokowi, who is a fan of heavy metal, who is an open fan for Lamb of God. This Lamb of God is actually banned in Malaysia in 2013. because there are some inappropriate elements. Can you imagine our neighbor Indonesia, who has a president that is an open fan of heavy metal, of Lamb of God, which is banned. But he showed himself to be the right leader for Indonesia, and he is elected as the president of Indonesia. It's a sharp contrast to us in Malaysia. If you follow the presidential election, you will know. You watch the debate. There is a presidential debate between the two candidates of Indonesia. They talk about what? They talk about education. They talk about security. They talk about petrol subsidy and so on. They talk about things that matter to the people. But for us in Malaysia, I'm sure you still remember, in GE13, our Prime Minister Najib Razak don't even dare to debate with our opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim. And he now allows so many small issues to disrupt us from seeing the real issues in Malaysia.
Lastly, before I end my speech, I just want to tell you that in the next 3 years, it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be an easy thing to do even for the last 2 years. It is going to be difficult. We are going to face a lot more challenges by the Barisan National Government, a lot more things that's going to happen. And many times, sometimes when you see me, you see, oh, you're so energetic, and they will say, oh, we keep on saying that we will change, we will change, we will change. But I will be very insincere to tell you that I have never doubt. There are many times as an elected rep, especially after scolded by many people, sometimes one or two, by emails or SMS, there will be a lot of things like this that's going on. I always ask myself, what in the world am I doing this? And why in the world am I doing this? And not quite a good pay. And really, it's a very difficult position to be in. But I am always reminded of what Edmund Burke, which I always put it in my heart, say. He said this: the only necessary things for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. I may not be the most capable person, but I see myself as quite a good person. So I need to do something about it. You know, Hishamuddin Rais has always said that there will be people that do not want to take side. They want to stand on moral high ground and say, Pakatan Rakyat, not good. Barisan Nasional, not good. We are the best and you all are not good. They write emails, they write articles talking about this is bad and that is bad. You know what is this class of people that Hishamuddin described? It's called chattering class. So whenever there's things happening, you... So I hope all of us here will not be the chattering club. Will not be a chattering class that always only to complain about what is going on, to complain about Azmin Ali being not handsome enough, or complain that Tony Pua's hair is a little bit too white, or complain that we will not be a lot of things. Hopefully, we will be able to do something about the change that we want to be. Hopefully, we all will take an action in this journey of change. I cannot guarantee that in the future we will not make mistake. Just like what Lim Guan Eng said, we cannot guarantee that we will not make mistake. But what I can guarantee is this, that every decision that we make, everything that we do, it will never be for self-interest. It will always have people's in mind. We will do all our best, the best we know how. And I hope you will continue to support us You will continue to believe in us. You continue to believe that Malaysia can be a better place, that Malaysia will be a free country in the future. With that, I would like to thank you. I want to say there is hope for Malaysia, and there is hope for Malaysia. There is hope for Malaysia. Thank you. Thank you very much.